It's cold in here. I'm a cold person. I'm the kind of person, I'm on the sofa in the evenings, fully dressed, jumper, cardigan, blanket, still cold. And my husband's like just in a pair of shorts. It just doesn't, I don't understand it. But there we go. I am a very cold person. So the fabrics that I have here are very warm and cozy fabrics. And I have a few patterns that I'm going to talk about. So I'm going to start off with my Christmas dress plans. Look at this. This is a seriously scrummy crushed velvet, stretch velvet that I picked up from First for Fabrics. It is beautiful. There's a lot here. There's 3.5 meters here and it's really is quite thick as well. So I'm definitely, in terms of thinking about dresses that I want to wear for party season, not that I'm planning to go to very many parties, I definitely want to leverage jersey dresses and long sleeves and amp up the cozy vibes. I hate being cold. But this is beautiful. It's like a crushed velvet, so it's got this, velvet already has this pile to it. Don't mind me just stroking myself on the camera. And this has got like an extra added sort of, sumptuousness. It's gorgeous. The dress that I am planning to make with this beauty, it's wine, by the way. First from Fabrics. I've got it written down here somewhere. Crushed stretch velvet in wine. Beautiful. Slippery little madam. It's going to be fun trying to cut this out. Luckily, I have literally just finished a miniature project in stretch velvet. My daughter's going to be an angel in the school nativity next week. And they had to, obviously, they're not expected to go in a beautiful angel dress, but of course I had to make something. She's only doing the nativity this year and next year in year 2, and then I don't think they do anything in the rest of the school. So I had some white stretch velvet, so I've made her a little angel dress. It's very beautiful, but yeah, it's been a few years since I've sewn with velvet, and I'd forgotten just how tricky it is. So this is going to be interesting. Like I said, there's 3.5 meters here and it's heavy and it's slippery. I think I had a quick look. Actually, Tilly and the Buttons fortuitously posted on Instagram today with some tips and tricks for sewing with velvet. One of them is to cut flat rather than, most of the time you fold a fabric in half so that you cut the back and the front at the same time. With velvet, it's suggested that you cut it flat. But I think that's okay because the pattern that I'm going to use there's not too many pieces. It's not too fiddly, so hopefully that's okay. The pattern that I'm planning to use is the Styler Laurel dress pattern. Now this is a really new pattern company to me. They they're a sister company for Little Lizard King, which is, I think, a slightly more well-known children's pattern company. And now they've got Styler Patterns, which is for adults. And they have some beautiful dresses. I'm making one up at the moment, the Abington dress. But that's in a viscose, so it's kind of been put to one side because I'm just not sure when I'm gonna wear it. But it is gonna look beautiful. But the Laurel dress is a free pattern. It's a free dress pattern. It's beautiful. It's got a square neckline. You can choose long sleeves, you can choose just straps, or they've got floaty sleeve option as well. You can have just a plain front bodice, or you can do like a faux button placket, which is the option that I want to do. Whether that's going to be too much of a faff in velvet, I don't know. I think it'll be okay. And then it's just a gathered skirt. So you can just do a simple gathered skirt, or you can do a gathered tiered skirt, which I do like the option of. I think I'm making my life much harder than it needs to be. But I do like the option of some tiers when it comes to my gathered skirts. But I might make them a little bit longer. It's drafted to finish sort of above the knee, so I might lengthen it a little bit so that it finishes around my knees. Maybe. maybe I'll be brave. Maybe I'll go for a short skirt. I don't know. So I've been wearing these thick fleecy lined leggings that I bought from Lovell leggings. They used to be called Love leggings, and they really like, I feel like I'm very secure in these leggings. I think maybe I'll be too hot. Anyway, maybe I'll go for the short skirt. Maybe I'll lengthen it a little bit. I'm not sure. But beautiful, beautiful pattern. It's a free PDF pattern, and the sizing is awesome. So it comes in sizes 0 to 32, which goes up to a 63-inch hip. So that's really awesome. Like I said, sleeve options, a faux button placket, so I would probably go for some like nice little pearlescent buttons down the front if I was going to do that, just to highlight it. I think that would look gorgeous. So anyway, that is the plan for this one. I might go and cut this out in a minute actually. I've got some time, Mia's at an after school club, so I might do that. But yes, it's beautiful. The next two fabrics that I've got to show you here are ones that I've purchased as sort of samples, as potential fabrics to go in the SewHayleyJane boxes. If you are new here and you don't know what I'm talking about, I run a sewing subscription box company called SewHayleyJane. I send out monthly boxes of themed and curated beautiful fabrics, patterns, haberdashery bits. I will link to the website below so you can go and have a look. But yeah, I have like a theme in mind for January, and I wanted to try out a few different fabrics basically to see if they would fit in the boxes or if they'd be too heavy. These ones, beautiful as they are, and I do plan on using them, unfortunately were much too big and too heavy to go in the boxes. Even if I'd got bigger boxes, which I am planning to do for January's luxury box, because the fabric I have chosen is still a bit thicker, but it's a bit lighter. So we have to keep the boxes under 2 kilograms, otherwise the shipping costs explode. And unfortunately these two fabrics are gorgeous, but they're just a bit too heavy. So the first one is from Lady McElroy, and it is called Omaru, O-M-A-R-U, in terracotta, and it's a polyacrylic wool knit fabric. So there's lots going on here. And it's, I'll hold this up so you can see. Can you see? It's got a real like wintry feeling, but it's got, I don't know if it's picking it up on the camera, it's got some like metallic lurex threads running through it, so it's got a little bit of sparkle in it as well. And I have been inspired. I found, I can't remember what her name is, but someone on Instagram who, she's not a sewist, she's an influencer, I guess you'd call her in America. She does a lot of like mid to plus size styling options. And I loved a lot of the clothes that she puts together, and I often find inspiration for things that I might like to wear and might like to make from those kind of accounts. I find them really like, ooh, I could give that a go. And there was one that she put together, and it was like this beautiful mustard waterfall cardigan that kind of came down high to mid thigh with a belt, and she paired it with leather leggings. And I kind of thought, oh, I think I could pull that off. I've never worn leather leggings. They wouldn't be real leather, obviously, but you can get some really good quality faux leather leggings these days. I do believe, I really should get Lovell leggings to pay me some kind of commission. I'm not affiliated with them at all. I just think their leggings are top notch. They are a bit more expensive, but I just think they're great. Anyway, so I had that in mind, and this fabric was sort of sat next to me when I saw this Instagram post, and I kind of went, ooh, that could work really nicely actually. Although it is a thick fabric and is quite heavy, when you've just got a single layer, it's actually quite thin. It's not too bulky. And the pattern that I'm looking at, so I actually put a post up on Instagram stories asking for some pattern suggestions. And one that came up that I think really fit the bill was the Forget Me Not Patterns Kersey cardigan, Kirsi. And it just looked exactly what I was looking for. So a lot of waterfall cardigans are sort of one piece from the shoulders down to the hem, but this one was in two pieces. So it stops, there's a seam around your waist, and then it flows out across your hips, which I really like, that it gives that extra shape. Even, obviously, I was planning to add a belt to it as well. And the other thing you can do, you can add a little popper to close it up here as well, which I think is quite a nice option. But I might add just a tiny little button under my bust just to help keep it together, because I think if you tie it up like a dressing gown with a tie, I feel like it would start to open up as you're wearing it. And if I'm wearing leathery leggings with like some kind of tank top tucked in, I'm gonna want that bit covered up. So I'd probably add some little like modesty buttons or something like that. Yeah, this is what I'm thinking. This is where my brain goes sometimes. I see something that I think, oh, that could look really nice. What pattern would work for that? And I just think this would look really nice. So I would have to self-line, because it's a waterfall, it kind of opens up. So you either need fabric that is the same on the reverse as it is on the front. Obviously this isn't, this is white on the back because it's like a looped back knit. So I would have to double it up and self-line it. But I think that would be okay. There's only one way to find out, isn't there? There's only one way to find out, and that's to try these things out sometimes. So that's what I'm planning to do with that. Again, really awesome size range in the Forget Me Not patterns. They're a New Zealand based pattern company, and they go from a size 28 to a 56, which is a 60.5-inch hip. Happy days. So loving that. I had folded these up all nice and neatly to display here for you, and now I've done this, so I'm gonna have to just plop that down there. Okay, the other fabric, the next fabric I've got to show you is a giant houndstooth poly wool blend. So there's some polyester and there's some wool content in here. I was maybe a little bit ambitious when I got this, wondering if it would fit in the boxes because it's really heavy. Of course it's really heavy, it's wool. So this unfortunately is a no-go for the boxes, but I want to make a coat. And the coat that I want to make is from the Cashmerette Club. So the Cashmerette Club, Cashmerette Patterns are an awesome pattern company. Cater to curves beautifully, although I don't think I've ever actually, I've made their jeans as part of a jeans making course, but I've never made any of their patterns. I don't know why. I am a curvy girl and I feel like I have a number of their patterns, so I really should actually make some of them. And the Cashmerette Club is like a monthly online club. You get exclusive PDF pattern each month. You get access to some other bits and pieces online, and like a video talking through the pattern and all of this kind of stuff. So yeah, and the pattern, and this was the pattern I saw that made me want to sign up, because I really wanted this pattern, and it is called the Savin coat. Savin. All of these patterns are beautiful but have names I can't pronounce. So I think it's the Savin coat, S-A-V-I-N. It is stunning. You can either have like an A-line skirt or a great big full skirt, which obviously is the one that I want to go for. It does take a lot of fabric. It takes, I think, 6 meters of fabric, which is just insane. But I think it's gonna be worth it. The other thing, obviously, I'm gonna have to line it. And that's something I've not done before. I haven't lined a coat, at least not successfully. I've done one long time ago, but that was more of like a blazery jacket. I didn't quite go right. So I need to sort of, yeah, I need to be brave. I need to be brave and do some more of these kind of things. And it does suggest for like a really good winter coat, apparently you can get like fleecy interlining, I think, or something along those lines. So you've got like the lining fabric, which is like satiny, and then it's like a fleece back satin or something along those lines, which sounds amazing. Or you can interline the lining. All of those I do feel quite intimidated by. But I would like to give it a go. Like I said, lots of patterns, lots of ideas. My like idea sojo is in full swing. Christmas is coming. I'm hosting for Christmas this year. So I've got a lot of things to do, plus work. So yeah, but that is what I'm thinking with this fabric. So the coat has, what is it? It's multi-bust sizes. Now, something I've been wondering, I wonder if anyone can shed some light. I am full busted, but my hips always fall like 4 sizes bigger than my bust size. So do I need to do a small bust adjustment? Do I need to choose a size? I don't know. Do I need to choose a size based on my hips and then do a small bust adjustment rather than grading 4 or 5 sizes between bust and hips? I need to think about that. Obviously, this coat pattern has a full skirt, so the actual, there's a lot of ease in the hip, so I probably wouldn't need to grade that much, but I'm just wondering out loud if that's a thing. The other thing that I like with this pattern is the buttonholes are in the waist seam. So rather than having to do bound buttonholes or something like that in a really, really thick fabric, the holes are actually in the waist seam. So there's 2 buttons in the waist seam. So that's a really awesome design feature. Yeah, I think that's about it in terms of the pattern description. It's beautiful. It's just so beautiful. So I would love to give that a go. So like I said, I do have a couple of other projects that I want to work on as well, and I do want to finish my lovely viscose Abingdon dress. I keep saying Abington dress. But I want to work on my Christmas dress and the cardigan and the coat. Those are the things I'm really excited about right now, but I do want to finish that because it's going to look amazing, and maybe it would make a good like New Year's Eve dress. Anyway, I will leave it there because I think I've blabbered on for long enough. Hope you have a beautiful day, and I will see you all next week. Bye.